Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, Jewelry Forever at jewelryforever.ca, and Beautified by Romina. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 229, I believe. 229 of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. And I don't have my sit down mug. We haven't had an episode like this in a while. But, well, just because of I'm kind of busy at the moment, so we decided to do this episode over distance, and all my mugs are at the studio. So here we are. The Phantom of the Opera is here inside your mind. Hi, welcome to episode 229 of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. I'm your host, the one, the only Scott Dion Brown, and I'm joined by the greatest co-host in all the galaxy, the one, the only
Regine Alaina. Happy Sunday, everyone. Scott, I hope you're having a great time in Spain at this point.
Yeah, me too. That's right. So this episode, as you guys can tell, it's not live. And the reason it's not live is because I am traveling the world. I think at this time I'm either in Spain or I'm in Morocco. I'm not sure which one. Yeah. So I'm enjoying myself, having a lovely time.
Wait, is this airing on the 2nd?
Is that a Sunday?
2nd? Yeah.
Yes.
That's my wedding anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary, Regine. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Regine's anniversary special.
I just took that in. I'm like, wait, what day is that?
No. And I guess it's also the Canada Day long weekend. Is it a long weekend?
It is.
Happy Canada Day, country.
Yes.
So Regine, well, obviously it's 2 weeks from now, so we can't talk about how this past week is going. Hopefully my vacation's been going well, but we are just talking about, well, I'm in the moment of packing for this trip. Getting on a flight tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
So we're packing stuff. And how has your week been?
I mean, my week has been crazy. I actually just launched on social media. I've been pageant coaching for a while, but I haven't really announced it or published or publicized it. But I have decided to go full force with pageant coaching. So I'm sure you've seen my follow, Scott. So I have pageant coaching with Regine Alaina now available to not just my little bubble of people who I've coached in the past, but have opened it up to the World Wide Web.
Oh, nice. All right. So people can now reach out to you to hire you as a pageant coach.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've been coaching since 2015. My goodness. I just never really announced it to people. If they ask, I say yes. If they don't ask, I don't bring it up. But actually, I was talking to Elizabeth Marnock, yesterday after the pageant sit down, and she's like, now is the best time. I mean, you're free during the day, school's out for the summer. Why not take advantage of all of those who are not advantage? That's so rude. But why not,
Well, it's of the opportune timing. It's fine. That's a fine word.
There's so many pageants happening in the summer, so why not optimize my services if I can? And people don't know, so now you know. Nice.
So did you make like a special social media for it and stuff? Is that what happened?
I did. I made an Instagram specifically for coaching. I mean, I use it's Regine Alaina Instagram handle for basically everything. As you use YouTube as a satellite, I use all of those smaller accounts for that main one. So
cool. Links in the description, everybody. Links in the description. And yeah, message Regine if you're looking for, or someone you know is looking for coaching for going into a pageant. And it's very useful, especially if it's maybe it's your first pageant, maybe it's your first time going into this world, or maybe you've been doing it for years, but sometimes it's really nice to have a second opinion or somebody who's who can sort of critique and see what you're actually doing. Seeing you, it's able to see the things you can't because you're on the stage.
Yes, and I do offer virtual, but also in person if you are in the GTA area, especially because it is summer. I love taking advantage of the parks around me. There's so many parks that we can do runway outside. I mean, people think it's crazy, but it's better doing it outside than one paying for rent at a dance studio. And it's also more space outside than it would be virtually on in your bedroom or your living room. I've done it all, so I mean, it don't matter, but
yeah. And I bet even like, you know, getting over, oh, I'm a little nervous to walk outside. Well, guess what? You're about to get on stage in front of hundreds or thousands of people. So get it together.
Yeah. I mean, I've had Michaela, she's been over a few times, or she'll go to the park right by my house, and I'm sure my neighbors are like, why are those two in heels? Why not?
Why not? Why not?
As long as it's not snowing or raining, we're outside.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of getting ready, so I'm going to Spain, where it's a lovely, or I'm in Spain right now for all you watching. But one of the reasons I'm actually going there is I am going to be attending a wedding while I'm there. Yes. And so I'm packing all my stuff, and it's kind of my biggest situation right now, because normally if I'm going on vacation, like I like to pack really, really light. You know, like I'll wear like 3 outfits the whole time, you know, or like,
you wear 3 outfits all the time.
Hey, that's the thing. I have very few clothes. I know, very few clothes. Actually, that's right, because you sent me that picture from, what was that picture from? Was that our first time?
Yeah, it was like 2015, I think, and it was our first emceeing gig together. Was it 2015? I know we emceed for sure in 2015, so maybe 2014, and you wore the exact same outfit that you typically do when you MC a pageant.
I still rock those red pants.
You do.
I like those red pants. So I really don't have very many
same red pants and the same blazer.
Yes. I mean, hey, it's still, you know, if it fits, nothing wrong with it, right? But anyway, I'm going. So normally, if I'm going on vacation, I would bring very little with me, right? But this one, I'm going to a wedding, so like I have to bring like all of my formal stuff, you know, and so there's just way more things to pack, which means we kind of have to pack more. A lot more stuff. We got to bring a bigger bag. And then on top of that, because so many bags are getting lost in travel, I got to make sure that all the stuff that we make sure we must get there, I'm bringing that on carry-on. So my carry-on is going to be my like suit bag thing. And so it's just sort of figuring out logistically that stuff.
Have you seen that viral? Actually, I've seen this way before it went viral, but there's this bag where it's literally a garment bag that you can zip up and become a hand carry bag.
Oh, I think, you know what? I think I might have seen something like that, because now that I had to like search for suit stuff, I think I'm starting to get like a whole bunch of ads for things like that. But maybe I should look into something. Well, it's too late now.
It's too late.
We'll see. So I've got like a whole bunch of formal stuff. Oh, and then also, so I'm wearing a tuxedo at this thing. I'm wearing a tux.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. But so I ordered myself a bow tie. So this arrived, but I'm going to have to watch like a tutorial video or something. The part that confuses me though, so like obviously this will go around my neck, right? And then I'm going to tie it, but so there's all these like measurements, which I assume like means that I can adjust it to my neck size, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes, because I don't see any spot for this to clip into. Like there's no second clip anywhere.
Maybe it just tucks. Is it heavy? Maybe it just like keeps everything on your collar. Maybe it clips onto your collar.
Onto my collar. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll have to, because yeah, maybe it might just be something, yeah, like just like that, and then you just put it on.
I have never worn a bow tie. Maybe you clasp it around the other side, Scott.
Clasp this?
Until like here.
but there isn't anywhere to like there isn't anything to actually clip it to.
Does not clasp onto one another.
There's no other metal piece. There's literally like the only metal pieces are this on the end and then this one little like loopy thing. I mean, I guess maybe no, because I don't know, Regine. I have some learning to do.
Just a little.
But I wanted to get a real bow tie just because I don't know. It feels like more legit, you know. Maybe I'll regret it.
I have a pink pre-tied bow tie.
Pre-tied. Well, pink might not quite go with my. Actually, I have a black one as well, and you know what? I am gonna bring it with me just in case this backfires. But this one says 100% silk, handmade, Regine.
Ooh,
so
fancy.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna be worrying about over the next few days. But we'll figure it out. So it should be fun. Should be a fun trip. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll be vlogging, and I'll give you all the updates when we get back.
He's vlogging, which means we're not gonna see any footage.
I know. I really need to like. I have so
Bali
much
that you have.
Bali, even the festival we just did. I have to edit that one.
The Toronto Cider Festival from like 3 years ago. You still haven't done.
I have a New York vlog. I have a lot of vlogs that I just never get around to editing. The editing of vlogs takes so long. It takes so long because as you're on your trip, right? You're basically like everything that looks interesting, you're filming it or you're commenting on it. So then at the end, you've just got like so much stuff, right? And I can't just throw that all on there. So it's a matter of like, I basically have to watch it all and grab all the best moments and then try to edit it so there's some kind of narrative or something, you know? Anyways.
It's a short film in itself.
It is. So at some point we'll talk about it anyway.
And speaking of short film, if you all watched last week's episode.
Yes. We were at the Eye to Eye International Film Festival, and you guys got to see our interviews with Jonas Chernick and Sarah Cleveland, and as well as Connor Kujavinski. I believe that's the correct pronunciation. Yeah, that was an awesome episode. So that was your first film festival, Regine?
It was. Thoughts? It was. I mean, I've never really been into films. Clearly, as you may have realized, asking me, "Have you watched this? Have you watched it?" Actually, no, I lied. I gotten more into it, but prior to recently, no, I've never really been into watching movies. I'm like you. I'd rather watch a movie at home. So
here you go. Well, yeah, this was a lovely festival, and yeah, I did vlog it. Coburg's just a lovely little town. See it. Yeah, but I will know it's there. But yeah, it was a lovely little town, nice little beach to walk around on, and if you live nearby and close enough to it, you know, it's only a couple. Was it an hour outside of Toronto?
I think it was an hour and a half.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a nice place for a little day trip, highly recommend Coburg. Lovely beach, nice little main street. You can walk up and down, lots of little shops. There was a thrift store. There was that. What was that store that had like a tomato-shaped bag or something?
I still want that apple bag.
Oh, apple. Yeah.
No, they had a tomato bag. They also had a green apple bag. I'm kind of sad I didn't get that bag.
Regine's gonna have to plan another day trip to go get the apple bag.
Just for the bag.
Yeah. But yeah, Coburg, highly recommended. And yeah, thanks again to the Eye to Eye International Film Festival. What? Yeah.
We never got the carrot cake.
Carrot cake?
Nan's carrot cake.
Oh yeah, somebody recommended to us to try. It was supposed to be really, really good.
We didn't get it.
All right, so that's a second reason to go back to Coburg. So, yeah, that place was good too. Yeah, we ate at a restaurant. What was it called? I don't remember what it was called.
Check the vlog.
Yeah, you guys can watch the vlog sometime in the next 3 to 5 years. You can check my channel for the vlog, and you'll see where it was. But it was good. It was a delicious restaurant. All right, delicious. Okay, we have a few topics we have to get to, Regine. Okay, this show has a very specific purpose, as all of our episodes do. Okay,
I'm curious.
This episode. What?
I was just gonna jump into the topics.
Oh, okay. You want to start? What
I'm
are you
gonna
gonna say?
ask you, do you have dents in your ears when you remove your headphones?
Okay, so my brother sent me this, and he was like, "We have to shave your head," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Right? So I look at this thing, and yeah, so apparently, a lot of gamers and like hardcore streamers, when they shave their heads, they have like they found that their head is indented where the headphones go across the top. And here I've got an article here I just found. Headphonesty.com. Never heard of it, but anyway, let's look. Can headphones really dent your head? So here you can see Mizkif there, and there's kind of an indent in his hair there. But so several streamers is like when they shaved their heads for whatever reason, they found that there was like an evident indent. Find out a
shave your head. Can we act? I agree with your brother. Let's shave your head and see if you. We're just gonna shave the top of your head. Yeah,
that won't look wrong. Just shave like in the middle, just to find it.
Yeah, why not? Let's get Scott to 5,000.
Yeah. If you wear headphones daily, you might have noticed the headband-shaped dent on your hair after taking them off. Okay, yeah. This may be an aesthetic concern for you, but what happens when you notice a slight skin indentation on the area where your headband was? It can be alarming to see dents on your head because of headband use. The anxiety worsens when after a while the dent is still there. Okay. Yes. Okay, here. Can headphones dent your head? So this article, now this is headphonesd.com, so that take it with a grain of salt. No, headphones can't dent your head. A study reports that it takes at least 135 kilograms to cause a minor fracture to the skull. It's safe to assume the clamping force of your headphones won't cause any harm. However, there have been viral posts on Reddit every so often that make fun of streamers' head dent after wearing them for hours. One of the most well-known cases is Tyler One's head dent. When his League of Legends streamer took off his headphones, a crease on his head was visible on camera. Miskif's head dent is another similar clip. Okay, yes. Another streamer, Kurtos Live, recently found out he has a headphone dent while shaving his head for charity. This is the one. It sparked new discussions on the topic, with people shaving their own sharing their own experiences and fears. Yeah, so that, I mean, okay, I don't think you can see my screen. There's like an evident, like, is that even real? Like, there's a huge dent in his head.
I mean, Scott, you've done a few hours streaming. Have you ever noticed that when you take your headphones off, that like your hair gets pushed down?
No. So yes, but here's what I find though. So 99% of my streaming, I'm wearing a hat because it's part of my streaming costume. But one thing I will say, and maybe this is why maybe I won't be affected as much, is so even right now where I'm wearing this is not where I would normally wear it, because so for a while I was streaming with this hat on, right? And one time I'd been streaming for like a long time, and I started to get like a headache. I was like, wow, my head hurts. Like, why does my head hurt? Why is my head hurting, right? And then I noticed, I just kept thinking it in my head, but then I noticed, so see the little button that's on the top of headphones on a hat?
Down.
Yeah, exactly, the headphones were pushing into this, and that was pushing into the top of my head. And it was just like hurting. So like as soon as I nudged my headphones back, I was like, the pain just instantly went away. I'm like, oh, makes sense. Like I'm basically pushing a right.
Button.
But because of that, that's resulted in me. I tend to have my headphones kind of back here, further back on my head. I noticed that in
studio, and then your headphones start to drop.
Yeah, then they start to fall down a little bit. Yeah, so I think that might affect it. Like even right now, where it's sitting, they're not even touching. It's not even touching my head. It's kind of like sitting off of it. So I don't know. Plus, I will say I don't stream for like, even when I do stream, it's typically 3 to 4 hours, and that's like the most. Right. I had a couple 5-6 hour streams back in the middle of COVID. But that's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I will say though, like way over here, if I touch the very back of my head, I do feel like a little hole, but I think that was always there.
Why is there a hole in your head?
I don't think my head is perfectly round. I don't know. I don't know if hat hair does that, does it? I don't think my head is perfectly round though. Like I do feel an indent over here.
I don't think I have.
Up in the very top kind of at the back in the middle. Do you feel anything?
Head. What?
Like if you run your finger across your scalp, is it like perfectly round, or do you feel any like indents?
I don't know. I don't
I
feel
feel
no
an indent
indent.
over here.
Actually, that story about the headphones indenting your head, I feel that could be possible because when you wear a headband, I mean, you don't wear a headband, but when I wear a headband, I usually have to take it off because it does dig into the sides of my head. And sometimes if I wear it long enough, there'll be like a line.
But it's not like permanent, right? It goes away.
No, it'll go away eventually. But I mean, it's like if you were to press your hand on your face.
Yeah.
And then you get up, and then like, I just did it. Like,
yeah.
Don't look at my face. Look at
There's an indent. It's still there. It's still there. Okay, let's go back to this.
You fall asleep in class, and then you just wake up, and there's like.
Yeah, just like, and there's like a hand shaped, like, yeah. Okay, here, let's see. What else does this article say? So this one says, headphone hair happens when your headphones headband exerts pressure on the top of your head over a prolonged period. Yes. Flattening the hair. Okay. You may also have a temporary crease on your scalp. You don't need to worry about it since headphone hair won't cause any permanent damage. So your hair will gradually return to its original shape in a few minutes. But if the crease ticks you off more than it should, check how to get rid of headphone dent. Massage or rub the area. Wet hair. Take periodic breaks. What do dents on your skull mean?
Well, if you really are going deep into this.
Well, this article seems to be. If you have an actual dent on your skull, it's more likely to be caused by a pre-existing medical condition than your headphones. Headphone dents typically last only a few minutes to a few hours. So if they stay for more than a day, you should get them checked out by your doctor.
But what happens when you get rashes around your ears from your headphones, Scott?
Yeah, so you said my ears were red. Are they red now?
If they were like around your ear. It was like red and like bumpy.
I wonder if maybe I was irritated by those. How to fix it? I wonder if they were actually. I should check because those headphones that sit at the studio, like those aren't like really. I just had those around for years, but I never really wore them for a long period of time. So it could be.
Next time we're back in studio, we should check and see if that happens to you again.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. We can monitor my
your ears.
Yeah. Okay, here, can headphones, let me, so that website was headphonesty.com, but like, I feel like they have, if they're like all about headphones, they're not going to tell you that it's,
exactly, they're biased.
Okay, here's one from Kotaku. Gamers anxiously check heads after Twitch streamer shows headphone dent. Shaved his head for charity, discovered something concerning. Okay, yeah. He streamed. Yes, he shaved his head in support for a charity. Very nice thing to do. Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. He discovered a headset-shaped indent right at the top of his skull. His decidedly dented head and his reaction to it swiftly caught the attention of other streamers and gamers who've either experienced or worried about the same thing. I have an indent like right here, he said. Okay. Yeah. But as it turns out, he's far from alone with this issue. Okay. Yeah, there's another guy there. A Reddit thread discusses the issue of cranial indents caused by headphones has been raised by others in the past. Nick Merckx revealed the results of his occupational hazard. Yeah, he's got like an evident head, and he keeps his hair really, really short, so it's like basically shaved, buzzed off or whatever. And there's like it's like a definite indent. Let's see. But as many have observed on Reddit, it's highly unlikely that headsets are actually altering the shape of anyone's skull. So again, here it is. It takes around 297 pounds of pressure to cause damage to the human skull.
Why are both of their weights different?
Yeah, I thought it wasn't the other one.
Less than that.
Yeah. 297 pounds. So I would have to take a 300-pound weight and rest it on my head for that?
I guess so. Please don't do that though.
So what we're seeing in these examples is the result of the headset pushing down on fat and soft tissue, or is nothing more than the natural shape of some people's heads. So some people just already have that shape in their head. Any indentation would likely go away with a bit of massaging and a long enough break from wearing a headset. And while you may worry about the shape of your head being altered from wearing headphones for a prolonged period of time, as someone who suffers from tinnitus, I can tell you the real danger is to your hearing. Okay. So this is two sources now we've seen. that have said you really don't need to be too worried about this.
I still think we should shave your head.
Just to double check, just to see. All right. I don't want. I was gonna say like, oh, at 10 million. But I don't know if I really want to. I mean, 10 million subs. I have to shave my head.
I think the next time Taylor's in town, we should just do it.
It's got to be higher numbers. Can't just be somebody visiting.
Why
10
not?
million subs. Head shave. If you've ever felt a slight headache after taking off your headphones or worried that prolonged usage will leave a dent, this article will help provide necessary info to clear things up. Okay, this is the last article.
Oh my god.
We're checking 3 sources just to make sure. Oh. Producerhive.com.
Okay.
No, your skull does not dent from headphone use. The indentation you receive from wearing headphones for prolonged periods is only temporary and occurs in the hair and outer skin where the headphones were resting, not the person's skull.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Likewise, there are conditions that headphones have nothing to do with... There are conditions that headphones have nothing to do with... What? Who wrote this? Likewise, there are conditions that headphones have nothing to do with headphones where people have irregular... Okay. Where
Really trust this source?
It's definitely reliable, Regine. There are conditions that headphones have nothing to do with headphones where people have irregularities in their skull bone formation and dents in their skull. So these might be people who are just naturally had dents and then noticed them after they shaved their head. Whereas, while some people experience dents in their heads, dents are caused by a disease that requires urgent medical treatment rather than the headphones themselves. In these cases, when there is no underlying disease, the skin will have a slight sag that is only temporary and will return to normal after some time without the headphones. So no, headphones cannot damage the shape of your skull. It is very rare that there is a dent in your skull from a pre-existing medical condition, and far more likely that it is simply the skin hair that is imprinted temporarily.
You're really going down a rabbit hole, Scott.
I got to get to the bottom of this. People regularly wear glasses, and some users have same anxiety that their nose bones are permanently dented from prolonged uses of glasses. Still, the glasses make a temporary indent in the skin. Okay. Then they talk about like some things like congenital skull indentation occurs typically in fetuses and young infants.
Oh my god.
So fetuses shouldn't wear headphones.
But
Okay.
don't you see those little toddlers or kids at concerts, or if there's like fireworks and loud noises, they
They put those headphones on them. Yes. But again, I think that's for... Wait, for how old? For fetuses and young infants. Okay, but that usually occurs...
You can just stick a headphone inside your belly.
Yeah, it would be a tough one. It would be a tough one. This one, Paget's disease, where the bones, the body generates bones too fast, which causes the skull to become irregularly shaped. Is caused when the body's normal bone. Okay, Gorham's disease.
So in conclusion, no, it does not, or according to Scott's research,
Okay, yeah, I
headphones
think
not dent your skull, and don't put them on newborn babies.
Yeah, infants and specifically fetuses.
Fetuses.
So don't be shoving headphones up there.
God.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. That's good.
I still think we should shave your head just for science.
For science, just to see, just to disprove it. Because if we shave my head and there's a dent, we'll know for sure that these articles were all wrong.
Or do you think that they were streaming, had their headphones on forever, and then went and got a haircut right away, so it didn't have time for their hair to fluff again?
What? Wait. Well, no, because I think usually they shaved right after streaming. So they were literally
then, that indent would still technically
it would be there. Yeah.
If they did it, like, say in the morning or before they stream.
Yes.
It's a different story.
And then I guess there's probably the extra thing of like, so some of these guys, right? These are the full-time streamers. They stream for like 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, right? These guys.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the kind of thing where like, oh yeah, it usually only lasts for like a few hours or a day. But like if you're wearing the headphones, you're basically wearing them longer than you're not wearing them. So it's almost like maybe their heads never even get a chance for it to come out. You know what I mean?
This is why you just get AirPods.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the big one. That's the biggest solution. Actually, one thing I should say, now that you just brought that up, I don't have AirPods, but I have a pair of Bose earpods, I guess they're called, right? Same thing as those.
Buds.
Earbuds, yeah. So I always wear them when I'm working out in the gym. And I guess similar to AirPods, do the AirPods, they charge in the case? The case charges them?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so these ones, same thing, they charge, but I didn't realize that the case had like pretty much died. So I went to I put them in to go to the gym and it was like, headphones are at 20%. I was like, oh shoot. So I go to my workout, I'm in the gym, and like they die roughly like, I don't know, halfway through my workout or whatever. So I did what I never do, which was take them out of my ears and I just put them in my shorts pocket. And then after my workout, I went back downstairs and I did some laundry, and I threw my workout clothes in there.
Oh no.
And so I didn't even realize that I had done it until it was literally like the next day. I'm like taking all my clothes out of the dryer and I like see one of my headphones like in the bottom of the dryer, like just sitting there.
Do they still work?
They work perfectly. They work perfectly.
Wow, they're water resistant.
Oh, your picture just disappeared.
Oh,
your picture just disappeared.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear. I could never not hear you. Oh yeah, I see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I opened the case and it connected.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, they work. I was so surprised. I thought, oh man, I'm gonna have to buy new ones, and I really like these headphones. They work perfectly, and maybe they even work better than before because now they're clean, Regine.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I can't believe I did that. I'm just like, oh.
So that's a good advertisement. Joys. It's a good advertisement for my headset. Because I guess that would work, right? Because they're supposed to be somewhat waterproof because of sweat, right?
Mm-hmm. And now if you accidentally leave them in your shorts,
they can survive the washing machine, and I was surprised they survived the dryer. So they got cooked, and they're still fine.
Wow.
And this was a while ago. Too, so it's pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, no. But that's a pretty good ad for them. But speaking of sponsors, I think we should do our ad break, Regine.
Right segue, Scott. Wow, you're so good at segues today.
That one worked out really, it worked really well. We planned that, people. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by some very important people, right, Regine?
Mm-hmm.
They are, of course, our advertisers. And, they make the show possible. They just, we couldn't do it without them. You know what I mean? We couldn't do it without them. So, let's meet them. And, I just realized, Regine, I don't even have, I don't think I have them right here.
Just clip it. You're going to have to edit this.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody, today's episode. Well, here, I'm going to take a run at it and see how it goes. I can't remember all the info. It's weird how I read it every week, but anyway. Okay, I'm just going to show the image then. The Toronto real estate market is growing and changing every day. In these challenging times, you need someone in your corner. Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She'll go the extra mile to ensure you have all the information you need to make a decision you can feel confident about. Purchasing a home is one of the most difficult decisions you'll make in life. Don't leave it to chance. Call Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She's my realtor. That's right, the place I'm living in right now. She helped me find it. And she's my realtor, and she could be yours. Call today at 416-523-0408 or email at jmckenziehomes@gmail.com. Jewelry forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and they change watch batteries, all done on site. Jerry at Jewelry Forever is an absolute artist. Do you have a piece of jewelry that got damaged? Do you have a vision for something custom you'd like made? He is the man to make it. And we have a great deal worked out with him, don't we, Regine?
Yes, we do. If you go in and let them know that Scott and Regine sent you, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase.
That's right, 15% off, 15%. Mention the show, get a great deal. Actually, my parents just went there to repair my dad's watch. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they get 15% off?
If they mentioned the show, Regine, they better have told them that Scott and Regine sent them. Find out more at jewelryforever.ca. Beautified by Romina.
Internationally trained hair and makeup artist. She is the official hair and makeup artist of the Sit Down. As you can see in these pictures, she did our hair and makeup. Yes, Scott got makeup done for our official photos that you've seen throughout the show. But she also does weddings, engagement parties, baby showers, wedding showers, pageants, corporate headshots. If you go to Scott for a corporate headshot too, it's a perfect duo.
Yes, it is, and we've done it before. That's right. She does all the best work. Get in touch, Beautified by Romina. Find her on
Instagram and Facebook.
Here you go. And if you would like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you guys have to do is email us at radioshowad, that's radioshow80@gmail.com.
That's right. We do the show live every week, everybody. And we do the ads live. Well, okay, almost live. But we are kind of, well, we are doing it.
Doing this live.
Yes, it's live to us, okay? We do the ads live as well. And what does that mean? It means you can personalize the ads week to week. Do you have an event, a sale, something happening at a particular time in a particular place? You let us know. We let your potential client base know in real time. It's a great way to build a brand new relationship with a brand new audience. Get in touch. Radio Show Ad, radioshowad@gmail.com. And we're back.
Can I just say, remember how we were talking like literally 5 minutes ago about the dents in your head?
Yes.
I realized I forgot to put my wedding ring back on today, and I have an indent from my ring. Like my finger goes inwards.
So if it can indent a finger.
Yeah, like this finger, it indents in here, like right here.
Huh. So there's probably, I mean, I've got to think it's like anything, right? Even how, we're talking about the barefoot shoes.
Yeah.
Right? How people's feet basically become like a permanent shape of the shoes that they wear. Mm-hmm. So, I know we just read 3 articles that are like, that can't happen. But I don't know.
I beg to differ, especially now that I'm looking at my hands and I'm like, this hand doesn't indent, this one does.
Yeah. Like the thing is, the human body is quite malleable. Mm-hmm. And if you put it in a certain condition all the time, I mean, why wouldn't it?
Well, it's like if you broke your arm or have a cast on, right? Like, doesn't like your arm compress and like.
Yeah. So I don't know if I trust these sources.
This is why we need to shave your head for science, Scott.
All right, 10 million subs, guys. 10 million subs. It's all coming off. It's all coming off.
No, just this part.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna shave the very area. We're just gonna shave a headphone shaped line across my head.
It's not a dent now. It's just a fade.
Yeah. We'll start a trend.
There you go. For all those people that get annoyed with the hair up there, you just cover it anyways with your headphones.
And and speaking of indents, who knew that those ads had become so indented in my brain?
Yeah, you're just like, I can't do it. I'm like, we'll just edit it out.
That's the thing, because I just realized as we were about to do the ads, I was like, oh wait, usually I have the ad paper and I just grab it and I read it. But I guess if you read the same thing every single week for 4 years, part of it rubs off on you. So I don't know if you could get. Yeah. It's
kind of like when you mess up sometimes and you remember when you did the Jewelry Forever one and then you accidentally added the ending, mm-hmm. like you just mushed into
one. I was on autopilot saying the other one. Mm-hmm. So I guess they're all in there. Because the part where I talk about advertising, that's not written down. I just say it. But the first two. The first two, because you do most of Beautified by Romina. The first two, I always just read it, and I never really think too much about it. I just read it to make sure I get it right, and I might ad-lib a little here and there. But that's why if you listen to this ad break that just happened, you can hear there's a certain level of glee in my voice as I was doing it, because I realized I'm like, oh, I actually know all of this. I actually know all of this.
And you know why you know all of it? Because you're a great actor, Scott. You got to memorize your script so you get it right away.
That's it. I'm a
one-take wonder.
A thespian. That's what I do. You know, that's it. Yeah, that's good. That's good to know, actually.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
That
okay.
means you don't need a script anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually try it next time without one, and we'll see.
But you wouldn't have done it in like 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because now we're reading this, but now I'm about to go on vacation. We'll see if it's still there. That's actually even better test. Like, is it in my long-term memory banks? Yeah. Okay, Regine. Other news. In other news, we have another topic to get to, and it's very, very, very important.
Is it though?
Regine, Toronto is being invaded by creepy, jumping worms. Have you heard about this?
What is it? Like a when it rains and the worms come out and they jump? Like,
yes,
imagine this is a worm, right?
Yes.
I don't know how those people do the like, does it like jump this way or does it jump this way?
Okay, let's get to the bottom of it because it sounds scary. But according to BlogTO, Regine, creepy jumping worms are invading Toronto and you should kill them on sight.
Jewelry forever.
Yes, exactly. Here. You might see a few worms this week as a deluge of rain quenches the drought that briefly left the northeast a parched, burning desert. Okay, but if those worms are thrashing about as if attending... Okay, so if the worms are thrashing about as if attending some kind of freaky invertebrate rave, you could have yourself, or probably have yourself, an invasive and potentially destructive problem. Yeah, I think it sounds like they're like, yeah, like this. Known as jumping worms, a pretty unpleasant two-word combination. Asian ferritomoid worms, or aminthas, are a relatively new one on the invasive species list for Ontario. They were documented in Canada in 2014, but reports have skyrocketed in the spring and fall since 2021, many originating from right here in Toronto. For 6 months a year, they lurk in larval stages before emerging in wriggling masses in May and June. So the colloquial name for the worms is a bit misleading, as they aren't likely to spring high into the air. Okay, that's good. So you're not going to be walking. You're not going to be walking like a horror movie. It's not that. But what it is they instead they engage in a sort of mosh pit like hoedown of violent thrashing. That scientists have
hoedown of worms.
Yeah, it's pretty good. This is some BlogTO writing here. Violent thrashing that scientists more boringly describe as an increased rate of movement. So even when they aren't thrashing like it's a Metallica concert in the 90s, these enormous worms are fairly easy to identify. First of all, they're friggin' huge, growing much plumper and longer, up to 8 inches than typical earthworms.
Like a gummy worm.
Yeah, but also much longer. But the biggest giveaway is that these things often cluster together in terrifying twisted masses that include as many as 100 worms per square meter.
Ew!
A product of their rapid reproduction and lack of natural predators in this environment.
So wait, what if birds want them? Like, will birds get attacked by the 100 jumping?
I don't know. Yeah,
worms?
I mean, is it something like if a bird landed on a whole bunch of worms? But I feel like wouldn't a flock of seagulls just go to town?
That's what I'm thinking.
But so let's see here. But why should we kill them? Worms in general play an important role in nature. Okay, yes. Jumping worms operate the same way, but their size, speed, and abundance mean that this breakdown of matter occurs at a hyper-accelerated rate, turning the soil into a dry, grainy substrate more akin to coffee grounds than a hospitable place for plant growth. So they destroy the ability for these worms, for the vegetation.
Get rid of them.
Yeah. So they gather in a whole bunch of masses. That's how you tell. So there's a picture there. You can't see it, Regine, but it's a guy holding dirt and it's just full of worms.
Probably good. I'm not looking at it.
Yeah. Tracked them to gardens and a study tracked them to gardens and ravines in Toronto. They pose the risk of causing ecological damage. It's a problem so severe that a report from Inside Edition recommended just killing them on site.
Ooh, I got a shiver.
Yeah. The worms have traveled far from their origin point in Japan and the Korean Peninsula and have spread at an alarming rate. Yeah. They've made landfall in North America. And their main transport is through hitchhiking and bagged soil and potted plants shipped around the continent.
Who wrote this?
Let's see. Who wrote this?
Let's give him kudos.
Yeah, who wrote this?
Fit hoedown.
Jack Landau. Some great language. Well done, Blog Tio.
It was great. Promote the man. I promote the person.
Yep. Okay, somebody in the comments wrote there are two differences between regular worms and jumping worms. The light-colored band, the clitellum on a regular worm, is raised above the body, but it's flush with the body on a jumping worm. Oh, okay. And the cytellum of a jumping worm is 14 to 15 segments from the front of the worm versus 24 or more from a regular worm. If you find a jumping worm, you can kill it by dropping it into a bucket of soapy water before disposing of it in your regular garbage. I was thinking just like a flamethrower. Just
like step on it.
You could do that. Although, isn't it true if you cut worms in half, doesn't it make a new worm? Doesn't it heal over and like just because they become two worms after that? Is that true?
I don't know.
Anyway, it sounds like a horror movie. Creepy jumping worms.
That should be storage room C.
Everybody's running to hide from an endless attack of
not
jumping
the
worms
anymore.
That would
or the zombies disintegrate and then the worms like.
It could be like the zombie like apocalypse stuff. It like it infects the local worms as they're like disintegrating.
That's what I just said.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Good idea, Regine.
Storage room C coming in 10 years.
Yeah. It'll be the next line, the next addition in the storage room cinematic universe, Regine.
What happened to storage room A, if you don't mind me asking?
That's a good question. I always figured. I mean, I only picked the title Storage Room B because it sounds cool. Oh no, there was way less thought. I think it just sounded cool. But if I was also thinking about it, I think they're in a. I think do they mention? Actually, in the final cut of the movie, I don't think they mention they're in a basement. But an earlier version of the script has them say that they are in a basement. So B could stand for basement. It could also just be like if it's a large complex, certain numbers or certain rooms are just organized by numbers or letters.
You just like to do things differently. It was just like, why is it Symphony of 9 when there's 4 of you?
Yeah. And you know what? Exactly. And the story is exactly the same. It was like, oh, it just sounded
Cool.
Good. There was nothing behind it. What the heck is pickleball? Do you know what pickleball is?
You know, I just commended you on your segues.
And that was the best one. That was the best one.
You're going to be like, you know what else is in storage rooms? Pickleball.
Well, apparently they're not in storage rooms. Apparently all of those rackets and balls are being brought out of the store. I'm just starting to see, I heard it on the radio when I was driving. That was like, oh, city council is about to open up a whole bunch of pickleball courts all over the city. And I'm like, what the heck is pickleball? Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I've never really seen it. I thought you were talking about spike ball because that's also like boomed in the city.
Is spike ball that one with like, it's like a little trampoline? Okay, I didn't know what that was either. I was walking through a park and there was like, yeah, it looks like 4 guys huddled around a little trampoline and they're bouncing a ball off it. But I don't really know what that is. That's spike ball? I haven't seen that recently, though. I wonder if that kind of came and went. Are people still playing that game?
I think so.
Oh. Well, apparently pickleball, Regine, is taking
pickleball
the world.
Where you hit on the wall?
I don't think so. So I'm looking at here. I've got an article here from CP24. More than 30 new pickleball courts could soon open in Toronto. And it looks like they're playing on, it looks like it's a tennis ball court, like a tennis court.
Oh.
But you know what? If I'm looking at it, I can see some additional blue lines that have been painted inside the tennis court. So maybe it's a smaller court. So like it makes use of the tennis court, but then they just added some additional lines so it can be used as pickleball as well. So let's see. Pickleball, a paddle sport that includes elements of tennis, badminton, and ping pong, could soon be played at more City of Toronto run courts. On Monday, Parks, Forestry, and Recreation released an 8-page staff report that recommends ways to meet the increasing demand for the sport. How come I never heard of this?
Because you never leave the house.
If I went outside, I'd just be seeing pickleball everywhere.
Maybe. I mean, I never heard of it either. So
it's just crazy that there's like a whole thing that's come out, and it's gotten to the point where City Council is like, yeah, we're going to throw, I mean, I don't see them. Yeah.
There's an election coming up. Will the new mayor of Toronto keep it?
Could this be an election issue? Could this
be what are those things when you're running for mayor or running for council?
Like your platform?
Yeah, or people be like, I'm
running on pickleball. I will bring pickleball to this city. All right, let's see. This report. Okay, on Monday, Parks and Forestry released an 8-page staff report that recommends ways to meet the increasing demand for the sport by installing 31 new pickleball courts at outdoor skating rinks, underutilized tennis courts, and other city-owned flat surfaces throughout Toronto by the end of the year.
But of all things, pickleball.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, it feels so random.
Would you play pickleball?
I mean, if it's basically tennis but on a smaller court, so maybe it's a bit more accessible. Maybe it's a bit easier to play or like easier to start playing than like tennis because it's like, I don't know, a bit less running.
Cardio.
Maybe. Yeah. The report, which calls on the city to construct 3 purpose-built pickleball facilities by 2026. So they're just going all in on this. They're going to build a purpose-built pickleball, 3 of them, by 2026 in the south, north, and east ends of the city.
So they're trying to get rid of like the basketball courts.
That's what I mean. Council Fletcher introduced 2 motions that ask city staff to look at expanding the number of pickleball courts. I mean, if it's something that can just be built into a tennis court, then I don't see a problem. You're basically just adding a few extra lines. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me doesn't want to see, like, I don't want to see a hockey rink replaced with pickleball, though. Like, I should be able to see both, but that's
I mean, like I said, there's going to be a new mayor. I mean, by the time this airs, there is a new mayor in the city.
That's right.
So who knows if that'll still happen.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. We'll see. It's just great the city's committed to growing this popular sport by looking at affordable ways to permit playing on underused outdoor flat surfaces. Okay.
So
another example of how
something else like a water park.
Yeah.
Like a splash pad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess pickleball might be just cheaper, I guess. Especially if it's, so here, it says here, pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in North America. It is affordable and accessible, especially it's especially popular among seniors. Maybe that's why we haven't heard of it, Regine.
How come you haven't?
It's a few years away, maybe next year, we'll see. More than 72,000 Torontonians are estimated to have played pickleball last year. Toronto has expanded its pickleball courts from one. Wait, according to the staff report, Toronto has expanded its outdoor pickleball courts from 1 to 165 in the last 5 years. There are 165 pickleball courts in Toronto right now.
I guess there's. You know what? There's a tennis court near me. I'm gonna go take a look and see if there's.
See if it's got these blue lines painted on the court.
I'll let you know. When we come back to the studio, I'll update you.
All right. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let's see what pickleball is. There's an article here from Toronto Life. Okay.
Toronto's
pickleball,
really
anyone?
Invested.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so everything you need to know about North America's fastest growing sport. If tennis is your uncle in a pressed shirt with a wine subscription, pickleball is your other uncle who wears Crocs and listens to Weird Al. Okay.
What?
We're getting some good writing here. We're getting some good writing, Regine. Okay. First we got Blog TO about the mosh pits, and now we got this. Okay. It's easy to learn, highly social, and seriously fun. Demand for courts surged last summer, and the pickleball gods complied. Between public parks, rec facilities, and dedicated clubs, there are now dozens of places to play in and around Toronto. Okay. So it looks like the paddle kind of looks like a ping pong paddle, but a little bit bigger. And the ball, Regine, looks like it's plastic with holes. You know those balls that are plastic with holes in them? It's one of those. Okay. And then looks like the shoes just look like shoes.
So they're not Crocs. Oh, wait, that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's true. They did mention Crocs. Maybe you don't have to wear Crocs, but you could. Pickleball isn't as expensive as tennis, but there are some bread and butter equipment all players should own. Oh, the shoes. Bring non-marking gum sole shoes for hardwood indoor courts. Yeah, I guess so. And then for outdoors, opt for a hard court tennis shoe. The paddle. Lightweight paddles are best for beginners, but heavier paddles increase power. You can add tungsten tape to the top of your paddle or invest in a new one when the time comes. Okay. The wiffle ball used in pickleball's infancy has given way to purpose-built plastic balls with 26 to 40 holes. Most pros favor either the Franklin X40 or the Onyx Dura Fast 40. And then fashion, it's nascent but evolving. The look is more colorful and eclectic than tennis. And brands like J. Crew and Norma Kamali have launched pickleball capsule collections.
Jeez.
I feel like this whole world has just exploded and we've been completely unaware of it, Regine.
Because we're not seniors, Scott.
Yeah, I guess so. So there's some do's and don'ts. Don't play it like tennis. The rules and equipment are different. Do be social. It's about community. Keep score and call it out every serve. First to 11 wins. Don't leave immediately after the match. It's customary and sporting to tap paddles with opponents at the net at game's end and then head for drink. Okay, and then there's a whole thing about terminology.
Okay, let's not get that deep into it, Scott.
Yeah, the 7 by 20 foot zone on either side of the net where players must not tread is called the kitchen. Huh.
So what is the washroom? I'm kidding.
They don't have that. They got a chicken wing.
What?
A boneless. The chicken wing is a player's vulnerable paddle side, shoulder, or armpit. Oh.
Oh my God! Not the boneless chicken wing debate again.
We'll have to get to that later. Oh, look at these courts. Drop-in play is available across city parks and centers, but serious pickleball buffs head to these dedicated facilities. There's one in Vaughan, Scarborough. So this thing's
legit.
Yeah.
Toronto life, man. They know what they're talking about.
Who knew? Pickleball, Regine.
You're welcome, folks. We educated you today on pickleball, on gummy worms that attack you.
We're all gonna get eaten by giant worms. Scary.
Oh my
so when you're out playing pickleball, everybody, watch out. Watch out.
And make sure you don't drop a boneless chicken wing or the worms are gonna eat them. And then mutate even more.
So you have to watch every episode to really stay safe out there. We're doing a public service for everybody. Definitely.
Wild.
Pickleball. I guess should we try pickleball, Regine?
I mean, there could be a pickleball near the studio. So if there is, like I said, I'll let you know.
I just can't believe that North America's fastest growing sport. Apparently it's been exploding since 2008 and I've never heard of it until
you're inside for 2 years.
I guess.
Maybe there's a pickle bar. Maybe there's a pickleball court near your condo.
I mean, there probably is. Apparently there's like 160 plus all over the city.
I feel like you're in the city. Maybe it's where you are.
All right. I mean, you know what? I could see it being fun, especially if it's like a light plastic ball. So it's not like tennis. Like I feel like it doesn't fly the same way. It's much more, might be worth looking into. Might be worth looking into. Yep. Well, this was a weird episode, Regine.
We're like, let's just fill in the week and pre-record, and here we are.
Yeah. But I did want to talk about, in fact, actually, the thing is, I'm actually glad when we have episodes like this because, like, the pickleball thing specifically and the jumping worms, I had them in my list of stuff to talk about a while ago, but obviously, like when we're talking with guests, those things don't often come up. So I like to get things, at least we can talk about them. I haven't seen these worms. Have you noticed any giant clumps of worms anywhere?
Nope.
I'm gonna have to pay attention now.
There was a family of like 6 raccoons that ran through my backyard the other day. 6 little raccoons.
Like little babies, and then the parents too?
I don't know if they were babies. They're not like itty bitty babies, maybe like toddlers at this point. Children raccoon were like
but like they were smaller than there was like one big one and then like all littler ones, or were they all kind of the same size?
I feel like they were all the same size.
Oh, so they were just, I guess they were grown up.
They talked about the chunky raccoon that used to come by my place.
I don't know if you have. I'm not sure.
There's this chunky raccoon. I'm not body shaming nobody, but he didn't fit the gate.
Oh. He's got stuck.
Haven't seen him again. He learned his lesson.
Eating too much Toronto garbage. That's what they eat.
Honestly, there's too many raccoons in our area. I'm going to send them over to Cooch, and Cooch can take care of them.
That's true, actually. They generally stay away because once there's a dog, they know.
Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I just need a dog in my backyard.
Do you want a dog? Oh wait, yeah. Would you get a dog? I mean, once upon a time I would say you would never get a dog, but now I feel like maybe you would.
It depends on the dog. It
Did you say
depends on the dog.
You said you wanted was it the Newfoundlander?
Mm-hmm.
Those dogs are huge.
I know. If I would love to see a giant Newfie dog next to Cooge and compare the two.
I think Cooge would look little next to him, right?
I know.
Yeah. No raccoons would be messing with a Newfoundlander, I don't think.
No. Like, I think that is the only dog that I'd be okay to have. Like I've been around Cooge for like 3 years and I have yet to pet Cooge. Mm-hmm. And then I randomly saw a Newfoundland dog and I'm like, can I pet the puppy?
That's something I was surprised to hear, that you actually approached them and asked to pet it. So what kind of personality do they have? Are they pretty chilled out
They're
dogs?
very calm dog. They're typically like what is those things called? Like a support dog?
Oh, yeah. Emotional support?
Yeah.
I see.
I have a lot of emotions that need support, so that's probably why I gravitate towards it.
The bigger dogs tend to be much more like chilled out. I think it's the littler ones that tend to have a lot of the energy, and also the ones that feel like they need to prove themselves or something. The bigger dogs tend to just chill.
I also want a chow chow. I think I like the fluffy dogs.
What's a chow chow?
Hang on, I gotta look. Lion. I want one that looks like a bear, and I want one that looks like a lion.
Hang on, I'm googling. I want to see what a chow chow looks like. How do you spell chow?
C-H-O-W.
Oh yeah, C-H-O-W. Oh.
Right.
Here, let me show the people.
They have like a black tongue.
They do have a black tongue, and look at that, pretty cute. Does their hair grow like that naturally, or do they get it cut like that?
I think it's natural. Every chow chow I've seen, it's like Simba. Yeah. I would get a chow chow and call him Simba.
They're pretty cute, and their faces get all like almost like a bulldog's face, kind of like their eyes are all squished. Mm-hmm. They're pretty cool looking dogs. Where are they from?
I don't know.
The Chow Chow is a Spitz type of dog breed originally from northern China. There you go.
Is a Newfoundland dog from Newfoundland?
It's got to be, right?
I think so. They have webbed feet to swim, so I'm guessing they.
The dogs have webbed feet?
That one does.
Let me see. Newfoundland. I didn't know that. I didn't know dogs had that. Newfoundland dog is a large breed of working dog. They can be.
It's webbed, but like it has a bit of a web.
They can be black, gray, brown, or black and white. However, in the Dominion of Newfoundland, before it became part of the Confederation of Canada, only black and Landseer, or white and black colored dogs, were considered to be proper members of the breed.
They're a little racist.
Yeah. They were originally bred and used as working dogs for fishermen in Newfoundland. Newfoundlands are known for their giant size, intelligence, tremendous strength, calm disposition, love of children, and loyalty. They excel at water, rescue / life-saving because of their muscular build, thick double coat, webbed paws, and swimming abilities. That's crazy. I didn't know that is some cool evolution.
That is massive.
I gotta see these webbed paws. Show me these webbed paws.
Really giving
look
you
at that.
full all the topics today.
So it's still furry, but there's like a little connection
It's
between
like
the toes.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Are they so fluffy though?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Sorry, I don't know what picture you're looking at.
There's one. Yeah. Nice big shaggy fur. They're nice.
But see, Cooge is also fluffy. So maybe that's why I'm like, getting. Also, Cooge is older now, so it's fine.
He's definitely chilled out. Yeah. Cooge is he's an old man now in doggy years.
How old is he? 12?
I think he's 12. Yeah. Which is very old. Like the life expectancy for those dogs is basically right around 12. So he's been he's a good boy, but yeah, he's definitely much more chill now. He still walks around and he's still like, gets energy from time to time, but he mostly enjoys just chilling.
I think my favorite moments on the show is when he's outside and like sticks his head
through the window. Sticks his head through the window and looks at us. Yeah.
Like, what's happening? Yep. Or when he sat on me.
Yeah, he doesn't do that as often now, but yeah, he used to like come right up to people when they're on the couch and just plop his butt right on them. Yep.
And that's when I was still terrified. So thank you for not helping.
He was slowly wearing you down. He was just slowly wearing you down.
He's like, I know you don't like me, or I know you're scared of me. I'm going to get you to like me.
Exactly.
But if it was a Newfie dog or a Chow Chow, man, I'm still scared of Chow Chows. If it was a Newfie dog, it'd be a different story.
How much do Newfoundland dogs weigh?
Oh God, I don't even want to know.
An average of 130 to 150 pounds.
That's a big dog.
That's a big dog.
How much does Cooch dog weigh?
How much do Alaskan Malamutes weigh? Around 85 pounds. That's your average.
Snap! Okay.
So there's like almost double the weight in some cases. Yeah. So those are big dogs.
If you were to get a dog, what dog would you get?
I think I would want like for like a condo, or even not. I think I would want like a medium-sized dog. I would want one that's a little smaller than Cooge, but not like really tiny. Yeah.
Like a corgi?
Are corgis with the short legs?
The stubby ones.
I think I want longer legs. I like the idea of a dog that can run really fast.
They do. They wobble.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I like a medium size, long snouts.
Like a wiener dog?
Sure. That's short legs as well, right?
What is the dog with like the droopy ears?
Yeah, with the droopy ears. That's
Sorry, I'm just like. Is it a hound dog?
Oh, maybe.
Is it like Fox and the Hound?
Droopy ear dogs. There's a few of them. The beagles. Oh, is it beagles?
I don't know.
Beagle. Beagles have droopy ears. There's several breeds that have droopy ears.
Like, you know the ones in the Disney movies where like their ears are super droopy and then they walk on them and like step on it?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure what those ones are.
I think that was from Aristocat.
No. Let me see. There's a whole bunch of them. Here we go. 12 dogs. 12 dogs with floppy ears. Basset hounds.
See, I said hound. I was close.
I think it is. I think that's the one we're talking about. Basset hound. I'm looking at it here.
Is that the dog you'd want? No, probably not.
No, I don't think I would. I don't think.
Did you get a golden retriever?
Golden retrievers are nice. I think I would want a slightly smaller one than that, though. If I was picking a breed.
Would you get a micro pig?
I heard those aren't real. Aren't those not real?
I thought they were.
I thought micro pigs were just regular pigs. Like people were being conned. They were just buying real pigs and they didn't know. And then the pigs were growing up. I thought that was a thing.
Maybe. I know someone that had one of those giant pigs as a pet and that kept snipping at people's ankles, so they got rid of it.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I heard pigs are really smart. They're like as smart as dogs, I heard. I don't know.
We'll never know because we'll not pigs or dogs.
But I'm pretty sure that micro pigs are not real. I think I heard that somewhere.
What about a cupcake dog? Like those little...
Cupcake dog or cupcake pig?
Dog. Search it. You're already on the internet.
Cupcake dog?
Yeah. They're like little micro doggies.
I've never heard of that.
Or is it like is it a cupcake or is it a teacup? Maybe it's a teacup dog.
I've heard of teacup pigs. Oh, teacup dog. I mean...
You know what? If you had one of those dogs or even that size of a pig, your stuffed toys will be bigger than them. Like mushroom behind you would be bigger than them.
That's how small they are? Let me see. Teacup dogs. I'm trying to find any information.
They'd probably be the same size as Grogu.
25 popular teacup dogs. For super cute tiny... Oh, so it's just a term for a super cute tiny dog. Small breeds are pretty popular. So there's the teacup Chihuahua. Look at how tiny. That would be smaller than one I would be looking for. Teacup
You said medium size.
Yeah. Teacup Shih Tzu. Teacup Yorkies. Teacup Pomeranians. But these just look like puppies. Do they actually grow? Teacup French Bulldog. I don't know, but I think I'd want a slightly larger one than that. Well, I guess we should we wrap up this episode? Guess I should finish packing.
Yeah.
And Regine, where can people find you?
You all can find me on my YouTube channel. We've officially brought the pageant sit down back. We are live this Wednesday, July 5th. So make sure you check us out. Link is in the description. You can also follow our social medias on Instagram and Facebook, Pageant Sit Down. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok at It's Regine Alaina. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're looking for a pageant coach, I am now on Instagram as pageant coaching Regine Alaina. And Scott.
Yeah.
I wasn't done. But Scott, where can people find you?
You can find me right here where you're watching this very video, youtube.com/Scott Dion Brown. It's the best place. Not only do you get the sit down, but you get all of the gaming, which will be starting up again when I'm back in town, I guess next week from when you guys are watching this. YouTube.com/Scott Dion Brown. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter, but YouTube is the best place. TikTok as well, Scott Dion Brown Official. Also, please follow the show.
Yeah.
The Sit Down with SDB on TikTok, The Sit Down with SDB on Instagram, and Sit Down Scott on Twitter, and The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on Facebook. But yeah, youtube.com/Scott Dion Brown for me. Yeah.
And if you want to get yourself a shirt like Scott's or a sit-down mug like neither of us have because they're all in studio.
At the studio.
Make sure you check the link down below and get yourself a mug, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt.
That's right. Something. We got everything. All the
not hoodies. I'm so
actually. I think I added hoodies.
Oh, clearly I haven't been on there. Well, there you go.
No, I think I just added it like maybe 2 days ago. I was refreshing. I was looking through the Teespring stuff and refreshing, and I think there might be one there now. Maybe.
Well, there you go.
It might be time for me to get a new shirt. Actually, my letters are.
I need a new shirt.
Looking a little rough. We might have to go into our merch store, so we'll look into that. Okay. Well, Regine, great episode.
Yes, I hope you have a great time in Spain and Morocco, and stay away from all those worms.
You stay. Well, I'm fine.
Oh, yeah,
you
true.
have to stay away from the worms. Watch out.
I will.
But yeah, I'll see you when you get back. And yeah, I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye.